Hi everybody, we're back with the next extension for the paintball game in StarLogo Nova. So I will read the extension. It is extension number 6, and it says, limit the number of paintballs. Hint, use a new data box widget to keep track of and display the information. All right, so we are going to make this more realistic. If you were playing a paintball game with your friends, you would be able to carry a certain number of paintballs, maybe 50, maybe 100. And when you ran out, you'd have to go back to maybe the base and get more paintballs. So our player is only going to have a certain number of paintballs. And we are going to start it, just like we have in the past when we were testing things, with a really low number. And as we test it and it works, we'll put the number up to a more realistic number of how many paintballs our player can carry. So the first thing it did say was add a new data box. So we need to go to Edit Interface. And we need to create a widget, and this widget is a data box. Now we'll place it where it makes most sense for us. I'm going to put it right underneath score. I will click on it once, and I'm going to name it paintballs because we are going to count our paintballs. And now I will lock the interface. Now I need to program it. So just as with the score, we need to initialize it in the world. Always initialize your data boxes in the world. So I will get a set data box 2. And now I won't initialize it to 0. I need to have some paintballs. I'm going to initialize it to 20. I can probably quickly launch 20 paintballs to see if it's working. Now I need to program that my player can only launch a paintball if the player has paintballs. So we'll do this in player. So this is something new. And as you probably, when you read this, said, whoa, this is one of the harder challenges. So currently we are in player. And if we hit a space key or the space bar, if we hold the space bar, we will create a paintball which launches it. So I'm going to modify this. I'm going to say if I hit the space bar and I have paintballs in my data box, then I will be able to create a paintball. And how we do that is we use the command and, because 2 conditions need to be met. So I'm going to go into logic, or you can type in and if you would prefer. And I am going to get the and. So I put that in the if. So now I have 2 places for 2 conditions. Now the first condition we already have, which is space key, if the space key is held. The second condition we actually have to build because we have to say, do we have paintballs? And how we build that is we say, if our paintball data box is greater than 0, that will tell us that yes, we have paintballs. So I am going to get the greater than because I'm already in logic. And I need to, on the left-hand side, count my paintballs. And you remember in interface, we've used this in score. There is a little data box command that you can drop in and drop down and say paintballs. So if my paintballs data box is greater than 0 and my space key is held, a paintball will launch. So let's go test it. So run code, setup, and now and forever we'll launch paintballs, and you can see, oh, nothing, huh? You can see I still have 20 paintballs. That's interesting. So it's not depleting. At this point, you're probably saying, oh, wait a minute, I have to tell the data box to deplete. It doesn't automatically deplete on its own. So we'll do that next. And this is very similar to score, except we're going to subtract. So it is the opposite. So we need to get our set paintball data box command. And we'll need to get a minus, and that's in math. And we will need to set it. And then we need to go back into interface, which you might have already gotten this. You might have thought of this because you were thinking a little ahead. We need that little data box. We need to choose paintballs. Remember to choose paintballs and not score. So I need to set my paintball data box to whatever it is, -1. And now the second question is, where do we put this? So you wouldn't want to put it in the forever stack because then you would quickly lose all your paintballs. You want to put it in after you hit the space bar, have checked that you have paintballs, and create one. So I'm going to put it inside my create. I think it would work the same right underneath. You can try it both ways. But as soon as I create a paintball, I'm going to subtract 1. Let's see if this works better. Let's see if this works. The other one didn't work at all. So I'll launch a paintball, and you can see that now my paintballs are going down. And what I want to do is check that when I have 0 paintballs, no more will come out. So as you can see, I am hitting my space key. You might be able to hear it. No paintballs are coming out because my paintball data box is 0. So that is how you do that one.